Hey guys, it's Oluvids, and you may or may not know, but I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. After 2019's Kingdom Hearts 3 and this year's DLC, us fans have been wondering what's gonna happen with the series. What's next? Is it Kingdom Hearts Verum Rex or Kingdom Hearts 4? No, it's a rhythm game. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories is the next game in the Kingdom Hearts series, and I wanted to go through the trailer and the website to try to figure out what we can find from it. And I'll also tell you about my thoughts on the game itself, as it stands right now. I'm going to be watching the Nintendo Switch trailer because yay, Kingdom Hearts is finally on the Switch. If you like what you see in this video, then be sure to like and subscribe and check out all the links in the description. We're first greeted by Sora, Donald, and Goofy in the theater rhythm art style. It seems to be Square's go-to formula when it comes to making rhythm games. They've done it for both Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, and it seems like Melody of Memories is adapting a similar type of gameplay to those games. While the HUD contains all the same things you'd find in a theater rhythm game like the score, the chain, distance, and HP, the actual presentation of the game is fully 3D. It uses the models from the HD collections for the characters. For each well-timed button press, the party will attack and your chain will build up. Next we're shown the main hub, or the World Tour. They tell us that there are over 140 songs, which is a good number for Kingdom Hearts. There are about 75 world and battle themes in Kingdom Hearts. This isn't an exact number because of course certain worlds appear in multiple games and get new music. But over 140 should be enough for the world and battle themes, character themes, and boss themes. We'll have to wait and see if that list includes songs from Union Cross and Remind. Now there's a few things I want to point out about the World Tour. Usually theater rhythm games group the songs together by which game in the series they come from. Now I could be looking too deep into this, but hear me out for a second, alright? This game might do the same thing. Next to World Tour you'll see a heart, and this heart is the one that was used on the logo of the first Kingdom Hearts game. So it's possible that the heart will change colors depending on which game you're up to. But again, this is just a theory. Again! Next we can see that there are worlds as well as separate missions for bosses. This is probably the night that Destiny Alliance fell to darkness, and this is probably the fight against Darkseid. This of course is the guard armor fight, but it seems like there will be a cutscene that plays here. We can also see that there are certain sections locked behind gates. You'll need a certain amount of stars to get past, but it seems like you won't need to beat every single mission, though I don't see why you wouldn't beat every single mission since, it's the game. Next we see the party running through Agrabah. This time Aladdin is joining them. In theater rhythm you could adjust your party, so you could probably choose to put a Disney character in, or you could just stick with the default Donald and Goofy. However, is it possible to choose them outside their own worlds? Who knows, we'll have to wait for that info. Here in the Roxas stage, instead of fighting enemies, you gotta get through the notes. Next they tell us that there are 4 modes, including online battles. First we see an online versus battle taking place on Destiny Island. Both players are playing as Sora and they seem to be trying to sabotage each other with these tricks. I call it a trick because you gotta build the trick bar to use these abilities. Next we see what looks to be a team mode. This could probably be local co-op. Also this time we see that one player is Riku instead of Sora. Maybe in these side modes you could choose which character you want to be. Either that or player 2 automatically plays as Riku. We also see a number in the middle, which is both of their scores put together. The last bit of gameplay shows what boss fights will most likely look like. Sora, Donald, and Goofy are fighting Zenmus, and did Goofy just dodge roll? He hasn't done that in over 10 years! Anyway, the next part is when we all realize that this rhythm game is going to be important to the plot. It seems like we're going to get a glimpse of how Kairi even got on Destiny Islands in the first place. We see the scientists saying or putting someone, probably Kairi, in this strange machine that's in Radiant Garden. We then see Kairi standing in the final world and she's approached by a hooded individual. This may or may not be the Master of Masters. We also see Kairi's heart get shattered into fragments, again, and then we see her talking to the scientists in Radiant Garden. I'm not sure if this is before or after they put Kairi to sleep for a year, but if it's before, then this game will most likely be about what happens on Kairi's end during this time. It then shows all the stars in the final world as well as Riku, Sora, and the hooded figure again. However, Kairi says that someone might be an illusion or a memory. This might apply to everyone except for Kairi, which would explain why Riku's suddenly gone when the figure appears. We see the figure about to take off his hood, but I have a feeling that it's not what we think it's going to be. I don't think we're going to be seeing the Master of Masters face in this game. I think it'll either be the face of someone we know, or it could just be nothing. Like, they could just, like, he could take off the hood and they just don't show it, you know. And that's it for the trailer. I'm kind of curious to see if these cutscenes are FMVs or if they got the new Kingdom Hearts graphics to run on Switch. I also want to point out that these songs we heard sounded like the MIDI versions. I hope that the orchestrated versions are available too. The only noteworthy things I found on the website was that it shows us screenshots from Atlantica, Wonderland, and Traverse Town. And on to my general thoughts of Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. Well, the story portions with Kyrie and the final world and all that stuff, I think that should have been in Remind, because Remind was kind of $30 and it could have used a bit more content. I think that story content should have been in Remind, and they could have easily just sold this as a Kingdom Hearts rhythm game. I mean, I think people would still buy it, you know. And in terms of my thoughts on Kingdom Hearts having a rhythm game in general, I think it's a really good idea because, I mean, a lot of the Kingdom Hearts music is just, like, really good. And I usually, you know, every once in a while I'll go back and listen to the soundtracks, you know, on playlists on YouTube, because the music in Kingdom Hearts has a lot of nostalgia value for me. So I think playing it in a rhythm game would, you know, be even more fun and satisfying than it is just listening to it. So that's it for this video, and that's been my thoughts on Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories. And be sure to definitely subscribe if you enjoyed this video or want to see more videos like this, and leave a like, you know, if you enjoyed this as well. Maybe I'll do more trailer analyses in the future. But yeah, and also be sure to check out all the links in the description, all that stuff. Just follow everything there, alright? Thank you. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys next time. See ya.